are boiling with black, bloody rain. Fires, there's only salvation left in a prayer and half hour's pain. Who let them hear all those foreign corvettes spewing their fire unpunished and bold? Damn all the questions, now only fate lets me and my fighter break free and unfold. Missiles explode, Demeter's warships are raiding, hunting for plunder, they're closing the sky. Flashes conceal them, but flames cascading scorch us, not them, with a red battle cry. Try as I might, though my mind is unraveling, their energy shields are too strong to get through. Maybe the gods will send fate in their traveling, turning our anger and steel into true. The world splits apart, only two now remaining, my tiny fighter and enemy's wrath. Fury inside me, we train for campaigning. Terror keeps whispering, turn from this path. What made our neighbors so bent on destruction? What led them here to the highways of war? Brass fanfares wail, a hellish eruption. Satan is weeping in molten galore. 9 seconds frozen in cold flight, unending, stretching to hours, then breaking in two. There is the Corvette, now cold sweat is blending, liquid lead rivers that pulse as they do. I am too powerless, nothing left for me. Fatalism calls me to charge and destroy. Fighting with fate, whatever the story, I'll take you all with me if that is my ploy. Teeth clench in silence, my final decision. Heartbeats as steady as metronome song. Steel alone cannot win this collision if your will isn't burning and strong. My mind turns into warheads, computer vision's a tunnel, the world just a line. Moments are dancing, I'm flying in future, so metal to metal will come and combine. Did I achieve it all, or was it much greater? Everything's relative, facing the end. Share unprepared, now you're born and you're crater. A new soul to Hades, you'll shortly be friend. I'll be a legend for foolish young dreamers. Night of the void, an eternal ideal. But in the madness of history schemers, please just remember I'm human and real.
Before the events that you now understand, the Lord of Demeter addressed Fungiland. Tell me, dear neighbor, what makes you so grand? Does your gold outshine what I hold in my hand? Is it war that you worship with fervor and pride? And is your God pleased with the sword at your side? Perhaps my dominion is lesser than yours, less lavish, less mighty, with weaker held laws. Or is it the whisper of treacherous fate that says my own brother won't stand at my gate? Are my loyal vassals less noble, less bold? Are my deeds less praised or more poorly retold? Do your mighty armies in dreams seem so vast that mine look like shadows now fading too fast? Are my ships too slow when they ride through the stars? Can your couriers mock them from speedier cars? Or is it your foolish and feverish dream that my warriors fear yours and flee from the scene? building your temples and prayers to him who once shaped all these cosmic affairs. Is that why you think we should tremble and bow for power you claim but can't prove even now? Is envy my crime, or perhaps my disgrace, that hatred and jealousy now interlace? And friendship once forged in the autumn of kings now crumbles like leaves when the cold silence sings. You boast of the gods who still walk by your side, but forget you're the first among equals with pride. You feast on illusions, a sweet bitter blend of dreams that will fail you and glory that ends. But now I am backed by a force far above, a terrible power no mortal could love. And those who dare mock me or stand in my path shall fall with a gesture and drown in its wrath. Fight you must not, it cannot be beat. In battle it crushes all foes in retreat. The Gordian knot that you twisted with lies, my sword shall unbind, though the serpent still tries. So neighbor, accept what I offer today. From now you shall serve me and swear to obey. And if you're confused what my words really meant, a spear will provide a far clearer intent.
Tell me, my neighbor, why am I less grand? Is gold in my coffers not blazing and bright? Or is it my sword in a war lover's hand, praising the god of the battle less right?
Perhaps my dominion is lesser than yours, less rich, less refined, or less greatly expanded. Are laws in my realm more confused at their course? Or is it that brothers stay brothers, not stranded? Do vassals of mine seem more humble than thine? Are tales of my triumphs less known or less daring? Are foreign battalions in dream or design more fearsome than legions my banners are bearing? Are ships of my fleet not as swift as your post? Can messengers mine not outrun your illusion? Or is it that in your delusional boast my soldier would tremble at battle's conclusion? What makes you so proud, neighbor, guarding the shrine of him who has shaped our great universe's order? Is that why you think we must bow to your line and shiver before your celestial border? Is recklessness mine what has darkened my view? And envy with hatred now dine at one table? Has friendship been buried in leaves old and few, between royal neighbors grown cold and unstable? You boast of the gods who have blessed you with light, forgetful that peers we remain. Though you're leading, you feed on the sweetness of dreams in the night. So vain in their madness, so blind in their pleading. But now I am backed by a power immense, a force that is vast and unspeakably dire. It crushes all insolent voices and heads, will bear resist it, you mustn't, it's futile to see. In battle, it strikes with a blade pure and final. The Gordian knot made of serpent shall be undone by its sword. It is swift, it is spinal. So take, dearest neighbor, the offer I make. Become my own vassal and live not in sorrow. And if you still doubt, let the spear kindly break your silence and add what mere words couldn't borrow.
Hours turned to the center of space, where violent fleets met to meet her in war. Zhuravliov launched with professional grace and broadcasted live from the galaxy's core.
Breaking a crisis, it's hot on the wire. Fungaland's capital, fully encased. A whole garrison fell under fire. Just look at the facts staring you in the face. With one desperate move, Demeter's brigade struck deep through the heart of the holy domain. The word of disaster so swiftly conveyed, and we must report it with sorrow and pain. Incoming, we now have a lead. A Fungaland fleet's launching into the skies. They sparked a counter-assault with great speed and cut off Demeter's retreat with surprise. A base on the outskirts, a planet laid bare. Demeter's stronghold was smashed in a storm. No base, there is nothing that worse can compare. More news is to follow, the fight will transform. We're back on the air, the capital's burning. Fungaland's forces have gathered with might. A strike like a falcon, precise and discerning, exposed a weak spot in the enemy's fight. Like comets descending in fire and flame, 7 warships were cast from the heavenly field. The broadcast now echoes with victory's name. You've heard the good news, then let it be revealed. Live feed again, 2 squadrons en route. From Demeter's fleet, they enter the fray. One was intercepted, with footage to boot. Our journal scum brought it, it's rolling today. A twist in the tale, update to the story. Demeter's maneuver, a cunning decoy. The corvettes we saw fall in their glory were fakes by design, a misleading ploy.
Turns out they had filled 5 transports with freight. Civilian containers, not battle machines. Sensors misread them, Fungaland took the bait. Engaging with ghosts in a clash of routines. The 2nd Brigade from Demeter's Armada delivered a blow with astonishing might. 4 corvettes were hurled to planetary lava. A loss for the foe, a spectacular sight.
Those corvettes had served as an escort in place for one mighty carrier, massive in scale. It limped to a port at a desperate pace, then died at the docks, a dramatic detail. Flash, reinforcements, Demeter strikes hard. New fleets are advancing with fury and flame. The capital braces, its skyline is charred. The tide of the battle may never be same. Fungaland's troops have retreated defending. A scandal is brewing in military halls. The crown of a ruler may soon be ending. The minister fallen, or so rumor calls. Update again from the shadows anew. Fungaland's forces have summoned reserve. A miracle blooms in the heat of the blue. Demeter's fleet has been struck on the nerve. In one final clash,
The enemy weakened. They lost at least 3 mighty ships in the fight. The threat has receded. The storm has now deepened. The cannons still roar through the planetary night.
Alert, Fungaland is now counterattacking. The foe's losing grip on a world of great size. Our expert has spoken, their tactics are lacking. Their HQ is dumber than green cadet eyes. From all the reports, Demeter has lost no fewer than 20 great ships in the black. Their wreckage now floats at incredible cost. A graveyard of death in a galaxy's track.
So now, dearest viewer, we pause this report and break for commercials, but stick with the stream. The world will soon know of this cosmic war court and share in the shock of this galactic dream.
Awaken, let history quicken its sluggish old stream. Through stars and through voids, yet to be forsaken, we fly in formation to chase the last dream. The planets are trembling, the heavens are burning. Wrecked hulls of the fallen now clutter the skies. From dozens of worlds, mighty rockets were turning. The toll of the final hour bell cries. Let kingdoms be shared, let gods start to cower. Let blood paint the firmament, let crimson and wild. Lead burns of earth to the meek in their hour. Come join in our crusade, untamed and reviled. Of glory believing, we dive to the core with no fear in our breath. Each dream though absurd shall be real and achieving, for those who follow through fire and death. The temple we guard of the Maker eternal will shield from the schemes of the enemy's hand. Our legacy forged into echoes supernal, immortal, our anthem shall thunder and stand. Forget all your sorrows and wounds once endured. The goal is the only reality now. Let cosmos itself shake and tremble assured. For faith and for fire, let starships avow. No matter the past, only future defines you. If proudly you stride through the blaze and the fear, you'll hear your own voice in the battle that binds you. A beam cutting fate like a sword through the sheer. So onward, companions, no force shall defeat us. No wall we can't shatter, no chain we can't break. Our graves shall be beds where no comfort shall meet us. For glory alone is the life we must take.
Oh, mother, please tell me, and brother so dear, did he fall not in vain as he fought through the flame? I feel, though the lick is beyond eye or ear, a truth in my soul I can't silence or tame. He whispers with passion, relentless, intense, that danger remains, it has not gone away. Each sound makes the centuries rush at me hence, as echoes of battle still haunt me today. I've seen a reflection, a vision so bright, he bears all the features my brother once knew, and he spoke of the coming of turbulent fights where dreaming must die and the brave must push through.
My child, your brother will never return. He's now with the stars. Let your grieving be still. His sorrow will sting you again as you yearn. So pray for your peace, let it quiet your will. But all will pass by, just a moment will flee, and years will collapse in a blink of the eye. Your love and beloved, and the shadows you see will vanish like clouds in a sun-brilliant sky. Alas, I can't love any other again. My heart is with him, it is fate, it is done. Now all that was dear to me flickers in pain, and sorrow has blackened the warmth of the sun. Look up, my sweet girl, see the peace in the skies. The stars shine like pearls in a gentle embrace. Someday all these foolish old wars will subside, and hatred will flee from the soul's inner place. But there past the stars I see dread corvettes, their blasters alight in a dance of despair. Dark skeletons drift through the wrecks and regrets, their silence a scream in the cold hollow air. Instead you should dream of young princess who fly on wings through the stars with their banners unfurled. Lords of the provinces, distant and high, like gods from the myths of a bright, hopeful world. I won't think of them, let them fade from my mind. My thoughts are of Neo, in battle he stands. He fights with the fire, the stars cannot blind. I pray that no bullet shall reach his brave hands. Again with this Neo, he's noble you will claim. He's only a drifter from far nameless skies. Among all the stars in the cosmic domain, why choose the one that will bring only cries? Perhaps even Paul and the Council of Might now march through the void to this terrible war, and science may crumble beneath this fierce fight. Why drown your own soul in the sorrow they pour. I doubt those proud princes, I don't trust their grace. Their coldness and pride make the warm-hearted freeze. They'd never reach out to the poor in this place, their fingers unmoved by the cries on the breeze. Enough now, no more of the sorrow and strife. Look, diamonds are burning through velvet so far. The night sky contains all the beauty of life. Let peace crown the planet, the star, our star.
Your Majesty, I am in admiration. A realm like this I've never seen. It's clear in all comparisons foundation. This is where greatness begins to convene. I see your planets with minds so unending, where legions of machines extract the ore. To smelt it in forges, the fire ascending high in the mountains where flames brightly roar. I see the clusters, 100-fold factories, raw goods arriving through cosmic expanse. Thousands of forges amidst rocky sanctuary ships in the skies, like crows in their dawns. It's clear that only an all-seeing genius could plan such perfection with flawless design. But tell me, Your Majesty, what is the grievance? What is the source of this troubling sign? The danger, Professor, is terror so real. The citadel borders us cold and immense. At mention of them, even children conceal. And now their threats grown 100 times tense. But Your Majesty, your advanced dominion has rivaled their science in every field. Surely against them you've strong munitions. Your tech-level heights serve as armor and shield. You see, Professor, their fleets of scholars seem to be ruled by scripts alone. Unless we devise solutions much taller, we'll lose the first battle, our fate will be sown. I've built this empire with few vassals near me, and no one commands my ships but me. To code such scripts, mere tech won't steer me. It takes rare talent, and not all can decree. Oh, Your Majesty, I see the dilemma, a vast empire, but no ruling hand. Without loyal lords to bear the agenda, it's harder by far to command such a land. Your efforts, your grace, I deeply admire, but must point out sadly a critical flaw. A crisis of governance grows ever dire, and this is a matter of natural law. But I can assure you, without hesitation, that Paul stands ready to aid your plight. And to make this offer a firm declaration, we'll even dispatch you military might. We are not asking for aid just yet, Professor. Let's see what the Citadel's plan will be. For now, Demeter endures their oppressor, and battles no parade through a field of glee. Oh, Your Majesty, there's something more pressing, a threat of another, more dangerous kind. The Citadel's tactics of swarming aggressors. What if they come with their fleets aligned? A dozen small lords, though weak in their standing, could strike from all sides, a coordinated storm. Together they grow, their power expanding, and overwhelm you in ravenous swarm. Your mighty fleets, with no equal in battle, could crush one foe swiftly in glorious fight. But while you advance, another will ravel behind your defenses, obscured from your sight. You witness your palaces burned into cinders, and planets lay waste in their merciless wrath. your people will suffer, their hope growing thinner, and cursing their king for the ruinous path. Tell me, Professor, what must I now do? How can I shield my realm from disgrace? I'll summon the courage, the strength to pursue an alliance with Paul, if that is the case. Your wisdom, O Majesty, truly astounds me. Your vision is boundless, your plan so profound, to turn our words into action that all can see. Let's open our ports and build common ground. Paul's empire grows stronger with Darrow's devotion. Their strength now rivals the Citadel's might. Let's sign an accord, and with swift motion have Paul bring his forces to aid in your fight. What comes after that? The future's unwritten. Perhaps even Paul will need a great king. A king over kings, your destiny smitten, to wear the one crown that unites everything. Professor, let's not lead to grand illusions. Protecting my kingdom must always come first. Today we'll establish our trade institutions and see how events of the galaxy burst. Your words, my liege, I shall convey. My king shall know your noble grace. His love for you shall never sway, nor shall I let it be erased.
Our planets are under invasion. Cities are burning, the people have fled. For God's sake, wake up to the revelation. Our homeland is turning to ashes and dread. The gates of infernal damnation have opened. Our soldiers are lost in the fiery rain. Each planet is shaking, the cannons have spoken. The technocrats strike from their cold citadel. We launch toward the fourth, just a single freighter. Let's strike it with fire, our aim must be true. Corvettes, engage, there is fortune, not fate here. Debris in the sky and adrenaline too. Squadron, retreat to the staging location. We had to pull back, that freighter's ablaze. Before reinforcements arrive to their station, we'll vanish away through the nebula haze. A hidden base, time to fix all the damage. Reload the torpedoes, prepare for the fight. We're ready again, with precision and courage. New targets are waiting, we strike them tonight. The 7th is next, it's about to get heavy. Another big freighter with guards close behind. Just 2 of their corvettes, stay calm and be ready. They'll get a warm gift that they won't soon unbind. Perfect! Both corvettes explode in a fury. The freighter's on fire, but still tries to flee. We're close! Just a pistol shot distance, no worry. Let's smash it to bits, let it burn brilliantly. But wait, On the surface, no trace of the nation. The cities are gone. Did they all disappear? It looks like complete and total annihilation, and we were too late to save anyone here. Alarming transmission, the capital's falling. The orbit is lost and the garrison's gone. They're calling for help, but there's no time for stalling. 10 corvettes block us, a deathly echelon. More signals, they're bursting from hyperspace sectors. A cruiser, we think, time to get the fleet out. We made it, the Citadel has no protectors, just fear and precision, and death, there's no doubt. We've reached our last base, every ship's in position. 6 corvettes remain and the nation stands here. We are the shield that defends its existence. The enemy's legion, our hope it is near. We're pulling away, we must move even faster, or else they'll encircle and wipe out our might. Planet 05, it's the next from disaster. Belay that one squadron is already in flight. Decide, navigator, where do we go now? To Planet 03, but they'll see it's too far. Be quick, staying here's like a death-breathing vow. They'll strike and we'll all disappear like a star. Attention, more signals from hyperspace regions. A cruiser no more and they're heading our way. To Planet 05 we will suffer some lesions, but maybe, just maybe, we'll win if we stay. Engines to max, let the fire pulse and flicker. Our nerves are all shot, but our heading is clear. Weapons prepare, let no heartbeat grow quicker. We're flying through hell, leave behind every fear. Report from the scouts, 2 more squadrons appearing. They're entering orbit, it's over, I swear. We're done for the footage, the press will be clearing. They'll love how we die with a cinematic flair. We fought with pure hearts and with courage unbending. No shame now remains in the face of our death. We stood on the edge with a cause worth defending, and even found glory in our final breath. We're nearing the system, all lasers to ready. Each second now pulses the countdown to flame. We'll shield this last planet, though weak and unsteady. Or will we? Let's face it, we're playing their game. Observer reports, where's their fleet, where's the danger? The radar says orbit is silent and still, but deep in our minds there's a song full of anger and peace on the soul, though the void's cold and chill. Then comes a cry through the speakers like heaven. We heard your distress and we're coming your way. A squadron from Darius, reinforcements are given. We bring you salvation, we'll fight and we'll stay.
Who resides in our sector, no neighbors in sight. None to lend us a hand when the trouble begins. There's one group, but they slumber, avoiding the fight. And who knows what will rise from their silence within.
We have seen their probes drift through our systems like ghosts. Yet our hails meet the void, not a whisper replies. Such behavior is odd from mechanical hosts. Feels like war in the womb, hiding under disguise. Worse than that, not a trace of a human remains. Just machines in control of a whole cluster's fate. Us by peak did the peaks cross their mountainous chains. Only pipes in the stone, not a soul at the gate. Have you heard of Demeter's new outburst and blaze? Rumor says Citadel's pulling strings from its core. Winds of worry now blow from those deep gamma rays, and no one would cheer if it docked at our
So you think then perhaps, and it's not far-fetched, that behind all this mess lurk the minds of the wise? Where to find us some help, it would be quite a stretch to locate a good friend neath these cold, distant skies. All the races nearby are too weak or too far, and the rabbits of reason can barely survive. Though they care, they won't crawl to our side of the star, just to wait for a war and attempt to revive. So we sit here and wait, let events take their shape, till the cosmos decides how our fate will unfold. We'll be crushed in the first real offensive escape, freezing minds in despair as the engines grow cold. But my nephew, young Nimrod, he wandered the stars, saw some merchant-class ships in his travels abroad. Not too bright of a plan, but it's not up to par. Could we ask them to visit our factory pod? You mean them Federation, what use would they be? Why invite them to plant their own flag at our door? They would sell us outright, mark my words, wait and see. And we'd owe them a debt, maybe more than before. But I've read their accords, there's a clause in the pact. If you pay all your dues, you retain your own voice. It's not glory or pride, it's a strategy act. We could gain if we join them, a powerful choice. So we trade them our freedom for what in return? What's the profit exactly? Be real, not naive. No more dreams for the fire, let the fantasies burn. We've no saviors to hope for, no help to believe. But I'm serious, they don't know our sector
message and see what their counsel will say. If this step calms the fears that still cloud up my sky, it might turn into more. If fate leans our way,
who are we, my kin, in this vast world of wonder? To flee from the shadows we cast in our fright. Perhaps we are losing the one thing we're under, ourselves, as we guard what we deem to be right. When dark clouds are rising and souls start to shiver, and hope like a pebble sinks deep in the well, let strength be our answer, our voice and our quiver, to show that our hope is alive and can swell. We hide from the wolf and the owl in the midnight, yet darkness we welcome into our minds. What use is a life lived in fear of the starlight, if reason is lost and no courage one finds?
the beasts of the stars gaze upon us in silence, but we shall digest our forefathers' own fear. We'll stand against the wild, against terror and violence, and silence the dread that has echoed for years. We know that the grasp of the sentinel villains spreads wide through the void with mechanical will. On countless dark worlds echo cries of civilians, enslaved or forgotten, abandoned to
So I call for patience, restraint and devotion, for temper and sacrifice, all without shame. Let passion remain as our final emotion, and space be the stage for our death and our fame. Forget what the gods may have dreamed in creation. Let hearts burning bright light the path we must tread. And if we should fall in the midst of migration, then may our last breath still inspire us
If we let them fall, what shall become of us all when they come for us? Oh, bread without flame, silver is the first law. When they claim stars like morning dew on a blade drawn from its sheath, just before the dawn. Storms from distant stars, each small step in dark must count. Danger wraps the void. Weak is our small realm, but many such realms exist. Together we stand. We'll stand with Fungians. Honor shall be kept alive, and graves fed with foes. Let hot rivers flow over stars, our blood shall rise. We won't yield or bend. Let God's laugh at us. Still our columns march through time into
fields of wreckage we fly ever faster. Shields hold the fragments like shimmering glass. Bodies in space swirl in weightless disaster. Proof of the void where your glories won't last. Two transports found, mark them as targets. Coldness of space shall extinguish their flame. Blood in your heart slowly freezes and darkens. Deep in your souls the abyss calls your name. Screams fill the airwaves with curses and pleading. Kindly proceed to your doom and despair. What were your ships even doing or needing? Citadel's rockets will answer you there. Across the light years and parsecs we thunder, sensing the fear in your petrified core. Eyelids fall shut in the silence and wonder. Light and your lives will exist nevermore. SOS signals and cries of surrender echo from planets with desperate breath. Terror crawls out of what you remember. Will we survive now or fall into death? Enemy corvettes bunch up like cattle, fleeing like sheep from the wolves in the sky. Scared are you? Soon comes the battle. Tornado fire will find you and fly. New targets found, stray sheep in the sector. Two slow corvettes crawling back to their herd. Ready, let's light up the dark with a vector. Candles of plasma shall guide us ashore. By the way, where is your capital planet? Charts say it's somewhere not far from this zone. Fungians won't be awake out of habit. Fall from the heights when you once had your throne. Nerves are all steel with the target in focus. Eyes like a warhead's precision and fire. Isn't this what you were hoping would poke us? Run if you can, but the end will conspire. Once more we dive into hyperspace madness. Locked on the capital lights in our eyes. Soon you'll behold our messianic gladness. Wait for us, Fungians, fall from your sky.
Young Paul, the King, with a lie and the light, found joy in the hunt and the clash of the steel. Yet wisdom in silence eluded his sight. A crown may be heavy, though golden its feel. His mentor, the doctor, was wary and wise, observed the young monarch with quiet concern. The sword may bring glory, he softly advised, but book hold the power to rule and to learn. For battles are echoes of wars long ago, and minds that remember will never be blind. The past is a lantern, whose flame you must know, so read and let history sharpen your mind.
When spotlight converges in narrowing beam, and nerves are tight strung in the moment of fate, remember, a book can outshine any scheme, far wiser than kings who decree or dictate. When fortune's grim snarl leaps forth like a hound, centuries crash in a single heartbeat, you'll summon the lines where all truths can be found, for thought moves far faster than flames or a fleet. The corpses that froze at the bleak Berezina, the thunder of chariots lost in the dust, will speak to your soul like a battle arena, and help you make choices both deadly and just. The splash of the oars of a long-sunken trireme, the cry of a war elephant in its pain, may offer the key to a tactical scheme, when grasping the roots of what truths still remain. The rivers of death where the soldiers once bled will shape into letters still crimson and bold, and oceans of silence where empires have fled will whisper their secrets to those who are cold. A chorus of centuries, ghostly and gray, will speak through the lips of the countless who fell like prophets in sleepless and solemn array. The generals rise with a story to tell. You'll feel how thought flowed in the mind of Tacitus, and Caesar's campaigns will no longer seem veiled. What Livy kept silent, so cautious, so passive, will echo though once his conviction had failed. In weather-worn maps with their lines torn and curled, you'll see what was granted to few in this life. Suburbs wild charge through a snow-buried world, the grim fatal courage in Boro's last strife. Let death's frenzied waltz on the battlefield roar, lead you through the thorns to the throne you must claim. Give thanks
King Paul, displeased with the war plan in hand, summoned the scholar with fury and pride. The fate of the Fungiland fleets at command. Would reason or war be the path they would ride? You've studied the secrets, the hidden equations, the whispers of rulers long faded in dust. You master the art of sly calculations, but where is the courage and where is the trust? Explain, dear professor, your twisted invention, these plots in the shadows, this clever charade, when we are the ones who declare the intention. A straight pole assault works better than blade. The gods gave us minds, gave us lens of the clever, yet we turn aside from their heavenly light. Our warships were forged to bring thunder forever, to march on Demeter and show them our might. Indeed, mighty king, yet the technocratic citadel governs its sectors with care. If raids become sieges, the tale turns dramatic, and someone shall fall in a grim cold affair. Cut off from our bases with no reinforcements, a fleet may lose will just as often as steal. To flee through the dark is the mind's last endorsement. When reason returns, it commands us to kneel. Professor, your words are a dangerous warning. You question the strength of our battle-born tide. If truly we're ready for bloodshed this morning, then none shall escape and none shall decide. My newest built cruiser in power and glory can rival whatever the Citadel sends, and all of their cunning and calculated stories shall break neath the heel that justice defends. We've gathered a dozen of warships, the strongest, prepared for destruction, for skies filled with lead. Let thunder be born from the silence, the longest. Inspire our allies, bring fear to their head. Indeed, mighty king, though we still do not measure the size of the fleet that awaits in the void, will waking from dreams be a moment of pleasure, when truth is revealed and illusions destroyed. Even if stronger, our ships face the question, where are the depots to fuel every run? Where are the bases to serve our progression, when battles are fought far away from the sun? Send aid to the Fungians, they'll stand beside us, their loyalty firm and their firepower vast. But strike at the scholars and none shall guide us. We'll fight through the shadows alone and outclassed. Professor, I now see the worth of the masses who charge to crusades with a banner and flame. When more of them gather in militant classes, then victory comes and it knows not our name. Let rumors go racing through space without ending. Let legions arise near the scientist's gates. Together our forces shall be never bending, and all shall align with the will of our fate. Indeed, mighty king, it is wisely concluded, the fleets of crusaders shall give us our rear. But let us recall how the bold are deluded, when all of their wagons and food disappear. So what shall we do now? Set course to Demeter, to drive out the foe from the core's burning zone. And later, if destiny gives us fair weather, the time will arrive arrive to strike technocrats' throne. Correct, my professor, without any pity. Let every last warship be ready to fly. We march to the core, may the gods bless our city. They chose us for this, and they won't tell us why.
By their name, that rallied their warships and banners in fire, marching to challenge the citadel's flame, a reckoning born of forgotten desire. Hearts through the void of the years still feel the wind of a daring endeavor, gathering flags through the silence and fears, counting the ships like we once did forever, in shattered mirrors of long fallen time, where echoes of battles still shimmer and glisten. Can you still find what you sought in your prime, offering prayers to the war gods who listen? Pompous cadence of Danon's oars, one sees the shadows of starships in motion, sailing through light from the galactic shores, drawn by the captain's relentless devotion. List of the stars that dispatched all their might, rigging and fuel each old engine and tether, rushing to breach the last line of the fight, braving the storm and the alien weather. Flame of boys who rebelled at the signs above them, those who were lost without glory or name, chasing illusions no gods would come love them. Close we shall see the intelligent cats from a dim world made of shadows and wonder, part of the fleets with their shimmering mats, seeking a reason to plunder like thunder. Glimpse of a princess, her arrogant stare briefly appears in the heat of the scuffle, only to vanish like dust in the air, like a lone pilgrim in sandstorm and shuffle. How many corvettes went out to the black, dissolving into the scream of the dying, where frozen sorrow won't ever come back, a nameless tombstone beneath stars undying. None shall recall what they did or they knew. The scrolls are lost and the chronicles burning. All who were part of it vanished from view, faded like ink in a watercolor yearning. Knowledge of dead, it's a burden we bear. Pour out the grief that the living inherit. Diamonds of starlight still glint in the air, mourning the ones who were lost to the merit.